How's it going, guys? Tom here, and we're back for episode number 13 of Showdown Slam. As I don't have much in the way of updates for you, so we're going to get straight into our first match here. We are still using Jamie Boyt's Worlds team with updated EV spreads, which features Mega Rayquaza, Xerneas, Arcanine, Gyarados, Scrafty, and Whimsicott, as you see here. And our first opponent for today is going to be someone I feel like I've played before, just judging by that username. Might have to check back on previous videos. But they are using a Big Six team. And I'm trying to wonder what the best lead is against this. I feel like my own Fake Out or Quick Guard plus Intimidate could plus Xerneas could work quite well here. And I'm quite tempted to try that. So let's give that a go. So we'll lead Scrafty and Xerneas and see where this takes us. The Whimsicott I like the idea of as well, in case we have a Smeargle lead. But I feel... what do I feel? Let's go for a Scrafty and Whimsicott lead. And we can have Rayquaza and Xerneas in the back, I feel. Just in case they want to lead Smeargle or something like that, but it's actually Salamence and Talonflame, so two Pokemon we don't like the look of when we're leading with Scrafty and Whimsicott, so already a great start for us here today. So let's go for a Fake Out onto the Salamence, and we can Tailwind this turn, and Talonflame might also want to Tailwind here. Actually it just snatches, so fair enough, you know, you do you. I don't mind that too much really. What I am tempted to do is go for a Quick Guard to block any potential Brave Birds, and we can Moonblast this Salamence here. So yeah, Brave Bird is blocked by the Quick Guard, and Hyper Voice doesn't pick up any KOs, and we should get the KO here. We don't. Very close. So what can we do here now? I feel like maybe we want to swap the Scrafty in. We may also want to Tailwind here. So let's Quick Guard and we'll Tailwind again, just to get some Tailwind up. And yeah, so Brave Bird does nothing here. We get the Tailwind up. I feel like that's maybe the best we could have done outside of switching something in. So we can send in Rayquaza and Xerneas here now. What can we do here now? I feel like we can Mega Evolve and Icy Wind. And what we can also do is protect Xerneas this turn. Or we can... yeah, let's go for the Mega Icy Wind. Or we could just Mega Evolve and Extreme Speed the Salamence. So let's go for that actually. And we can Geomancy this turn. Brave Bird from a Talonflame while it's intimidated shouldn't do that much. Oh, so it has Taunt. Okay. Right, that's perfect. So this is a very supportive Talonflame here with Snatch and Taunt. So obviously it also carries Brave Bird and Tailwind. So not ideal for us there. Protect would have been a better play, but I mean, can you really predict a Taunt onto a Talonflame? Not really is the answer I want to say. So let's Extreme Speed the Xerneas, and we can also in fact I'm tempted to Waterfall the Talonflame here, get that off the field, and we can Moonblast the Xerneas. So let's go for that. In fact, is this Talonflame doing a lot now? I feel like the Xerneas, yeah, I feel like the Xerneas is the threat. So let's double into it. It may want to protect here, but I feel, yeah, okay. So yeah, we're playing bad. We are playing so bad right now. But like I said, I don't think this Talonflame is doing a whole lot, and I feel like we can go for the same play again here and catch it before it really powers up and gets scary. Because this Talonflame I just feel isn't posing that much of a threat right now. So Groudon comes in, And the Brave Bird, as you can see, does nothing there, which is nice. That's what we like to see. So yeah, Moonblast there. So let's go for an Extreme Speed onto... I feel like Groudon might want to protect here. But then at the same time it's in Tailwind, it may not want to. This Groudon is probably going to be special as well, so we may have to bear in mind an Earth Power. It may also have HP Ice, which I don't think would do too much to Rayquaza. But I think we can go for a... I feel like Talonflame might want to taunt the Xerneas here again. So let's go for a Waterfall into the Talonflame. Actually no, because Rayquaza would probably get a KO. Let's go for a Waterfall onto the Talonflame. No, we can't go for the Waterfall because Rayquaza isn't using the Airlock anymore. So very interesting. I don't think Dragon Ascent will... sorry, I don't think Extreme Speed will pick up a KO here. But I feel if we were to Extreme Speed, the... let me see, what do I want to do? Decisions. Trying to work out what the best way to win, like pull this game back is. I feel like we need to Extreme Speed the Groudon, and we can Dazzling Gleam with Xerneas. So Extreme Speed, yeah, as predicted, doesn't pick up the KO. And it is Precipice Blade, so it is physical Groudon, which doesn't actually do a whole lot to the Xerneas, which is quite nice. And we are left with our opponent's Xerneas, which may be quite tempted to protect here. But just in case it doesn't, what we will do is we will Icy Wind, so we can guarantee that we are slower than it. And we can Dazzling Gleam here, I think. So Talonflame crits us with the Brave Bird, which is not what we wanted. To be fair, we played quite bad throughout this game, and I think we deserve to lose. You know, our opponent ending with a double crit there. So the Intimidate on the Talonflame just not coming into effect. Yeah, we started off with quite a bad lead, but really I think it was it's both the Snatch and the Taunt from the Talonflame that really put me off there. I'm not sure if that's something I can predict for, but maybe I can play a bit safer and potentially scout and go for Protects with Xerneas instead when I have the opportunity to do so. So our second team here that we're facing is a dual primal team with Scrafty as well, and also paired with Gengar, Smeargle and Clefable, which is quite interesting. Generally Clefairy is the preferred option. And I think we can be quite safe in setting up a Tailwind here, and I feel Scrafty will also be a good option for us. So I feel like the same team as last time out will be quite helpful here, as we do see Smeargle and Kyogre. So I feel pretty safe in faking out the Kyogre and going for a safeguard here. Smeargle of course can fake out as well, but I don't feel that's as much of an issue for us. So the Kyogre protects, that's fair, and King Shield, blocking any potential fake outs, that's fair enough. But we do get a safeguard off, which is perfect because the Smeargle has accuracy boosts, which don't matter anymore. So what can we do here? We can either go for damage onto the Kyogre and prioritise taking it out, which I am quite tempted to do. And we can also go for... So yeah, let's low kick the Kyogre, and we'll go for a Tailwind here as well. Let's go for that, I think. Yeah, so we'll low kick the Kyogre and we will Tailwind here. Okay, so Smeargle has Follow Me, which is fair enough. Again, something I need to think about is just the Follow Me option, really. So Scrafty is able to get the low kick off there, take the Smeargle down to a Sash. And what we can do here is low kick again, and we can Moonblast into the Kyogre as well. And if Smeargle follows me, then the Moonblast goes into the Whimsicott. The Moonblast goes into the Smeargle, and then we get the damage with low kick. So Smeargle will follow me, Moonblast misses because of the evasion, a low kick hit. So that's okay, I guess. We get rid of the Smeargle. Maybe I'm thinking about these moves a bit too fast, perhaps, you know. So Clefable comes in. And what can we do here? I feel we can go for a Mega Evolution. Let's not go for a Mega Evolution just yet. Let's go for an Extreme Dragon Ascent or an Extreme Speed. We'll stay. No, we'll go Mega because the Kyogre will probably want to Ice Beam, and we'll Extreme Speed the Kyogre, and we will Geomancy here. Again, maybe the Clefable has Encore. It actually has Follow Me, so that's good to know. And the Water Spout hardly does anything. So the real bulk of this team now coming into show. Now we have Kyogre's damage output reduced a little bit. And we can go for, I think this is quite a straightforward play, is to go for a Dazzling Gleam and Extreme Speed here. I don't see any reason why we shouldn't do that. And Clefable goes for a Dazzling Gleam as well, but as you can see, it doesn't do anything to the Rayquaza, which is amazing. Just this what do you call it? Assault Vest on the Rayquaza is really coming in handy. So let's go for an Extreme Speed onto the Groudon. And we'll also go for a... So you can see this Dazzling Gleam isn't really doing a lot to the Clefable. And I feel like this Groudon is just going to go for a Precipice Blades here. So what I'm going to do is protect the Xerneas here. Let's see what Groudon wants to go for. It is Precipice Blades, so that's perfect. And Clefable just goes for the Dazzling Gleam. So let's go for a Dragon Ascent here into the Groudon. Groudon could protect here, and we have to bear that in mind. So we could just go for a Dragon Ascent into the Clefable. How do we want to play this? Because Dazzling Gleam will... Well, actually, will it take out the Rayquaza? Because the last one was a critical hit. So let's go for another Extreme Speed into the Groudon. And we will Moonblast the Groudon as well. So Groudon doesn't protect, which is really nice. And the Moonblast takes it out, which is great. So now we've pretty much won the game. Rayquaza can go for a Dragon Ascent here. My opponent forfeits anyway, so we could have gone for the Dragon Ascent and the Moonblast there. So yeah, good win there as well. And for our final battle, it's going to be what looks like the UK Nationals winning team from Arasho Mati. So I don't know if this is the exact team, but obviously, you know, the Groudon, Jumpluff and Yveltal Core was, you know, probably what I know most about it really. So again, a Whimsicott lead here feels quite nice, as does a Scrafty lead. I don't think Arcanine nor Gyarados are really doing a lot in this match, especially when you see a Raichu on the field. We'll have Raichu and Xerneas out for us as well. So obviously the team here is built around, well, partly around Groudon and Jumpluff, where the Jumpluff gets a speed boost with Chlorophyll in the sun. Allowing it to, you know, use Rage Powders and spores, you know, making it really fast. And I don't know how much it outspeeds exactly, but I know it outspeeds quite a lot when it's in the sun. Might even be able to outspeed a +2 Xerneas. I'm not sure if that's possible, but I feel like that's a core part of this team, being able to do that. So a Safeguard will be really helpful. So it's a Raichu and a Groudon lead here, which is interesting. I think what we can do here is go for a Quick Guard, so we can guarantee that we get Tailwind up, rather than a Fake Out, because I feel like the Tailwind is more important here. So let's go for the Tailwind, and then we can also Safeguard next turn, assuming Whimsicott survives, which it should do because it's sashed. So Kangaskhan comes out, fine. Tailwind. So Raichu actually just goes straight for a Thunderbolt, which is really interesting. And we do reveal the Quick Guard, which means the Kangaskhan may not want to Fake Out. But I think that's fine. Let's go for a low kick into the Kangaskhan, and we can safeguard here as well. Yep, so Nuzzle doesn't do anything to the Scrafty, which is great, and the low kick does plenty. And then double edge, I don't think that'll be enough to take out the Kangaskhan. No, it's not. But it's close, you know, that's alright. Now what do we want to do here, because Xerneas is in a great position to set up here. I feel like an attack into the Raichu plus a Dazzling Gleam from the Xerneas is what I need at the moment. So let's go for a knockoff into the Raichu, and we will... I don't want to Geomancy here because I don't want to bait a potential Encore from the Raichu, so we'll just go straight for the damage here, and then we'll make this a 3-on-2, presumably with Groudon and Yveltal in the back, and I feel quite confident in my position from there. So Groudon does come in, so Sucker Punch from the Kangaskhan does very little, which is really nice to see. And how much is low kick going to do here? So low kick, sorry, that was knockoff actually, so low kick would have been really nice into that slot. So here I think we can go for a knockoff into the thing. I've seen these names, it's confusing me a little bit, into the Jumpluff. And let's go for a Moonblast into it as well. Let's clear it off the field and get it out of our hair. Actually, I am tempted. What I could do is send in the Rayquaza and Geomancy, which sounds like a good option for me actually, because then we're getting rid of the Sun, we preserve the Scrafty Intimidate, and then our Xerneas is at a nice +2. So let's try that. So yeah, going for a double switch here, trying to bait that kind of move, I guess. And it's Swords Dance from the Groudon, so that's really interesting. So Tailwind peters out, but I'm okay with that. We can send the Scrafty back in, and we can protect Xerneas this time, which we will do. Yeah, let's protect Xerneas. And Groudon might just feel like it wants to... Oh no, of course it's got Feint. And Fire Punch. Ooh, that did a lot of damage. Okay, that's not good. That is not good. So we can go into a Fake Out onto the Raichu, I think. Yeah, let's go for a Fake Out onto the Raichu. And... yeah, and then that breaks the sash, assuming it's carrying one. I'm not sure if it is. And we'll go for a Moonblast into the Groudon and hope that carries it. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, so Groudon protects. I should have called that really. But I'm not too worried by that, I want to say. So now we can go for a low kick into the Groudon, and we'll protect the Xerneas here. And Precipice Blades isn't quite enough to take out the Scrafty, so that's really nice. And we can knock off the Raichu and Dazzling Gleam here. My opponent just in the chat, so you were saying he misclicked, wanted Fate. Yeah, that's unfortunate. But he gets a protect, which is fair enough, I guess. Just saying to my opponent that I'm sorry to hear that. So what we can do here is send in the Rayquaza now. Or we could just go for the knockoff onto the... yeah, let's just try and go for the damage onto the Jumpluff rather than trying to do any switches here. Yeah, so that's cool. I'm fine with that. And now we'll have weather control here, where we can waterfall this Groudon. And we can also do big damage to the Jumpluff as well. So let's waterfall the Groudon, no reason not to. Okay, so something to bear in mind is that it can Rage Powder, and I can't remember what priority bracket Rage Powder is in. I feel like it's +3. So actually what we will do is go for the Extreme Speed into the Groudon, just in case it doesn't want to Rage Powder, and we will also Dazzling Gleam as well. I feel like that should be enough to get the KOs here. As it does, it's pretty close, so Encore from the Xerneas onto the Xerneas, so that's really nice. We can Extreme Speed and Dazzling Gleam for the win. So yeah, good end to that game. Raichu again proven to be very tricky, and I think again like yesterday there were some points in some of these 3 matches where I perhaps wasn't thinking of every possible outcome or option that Pokemon had, particularly in that first game with Talonflame with the Taunt and the Snatch. So something I need to remember there, but yeah, I feel like we're learning every day, and something I need to do is make sure I watch these videos back as well. So I think, let's see if the ladder updates. We'll do a quick review here. We're currently on a rating of 1334, so we're much further into the 1300s than we were yesterday. Obviously we just made it in there, and we currently have a win percentage of 60%, so that's decent. You know, as we're experimenting with new teams, I'm expecting a lower percentage rate, and as I get more practice and feel my way back into the format, hopefully we can increase that as well. So yeah, thanks again you guys for watching. If you did enjoy the video, please let me know and leave a like. If you're interested in what I'm doing outside of specifically Showdown practice, do follow me on Twitter. Still trying to get into that. I have 2 Twitter accounts, one for personal use and one specifically for Pokémon and VGC, which I'm finding it a lot easier to manage between the 2 now, so do give me a follow on that. And outside of YouTube and internet, I am now starting to look at events I can go to in for the 2016-2017 route to Worlds, shall we say, and I've identified a few events. So at the moment I've seen one in Yeovil, which I might be going to, not this weekend but the weekend after, and also there's a double header in Truro, so that's in 2 weekends time, and that's going to be on both the Saturday and Sunday. So I'm considering those 3 events, and I hear there might be one in Gravesend as well. So they're all very south-based events. If you are thinking of going to any of those, do let me know. It'd be great to see you there. And for those that do watch these videos that already know, of course it would be great to catch up with you guys as well. So that's going to be all for today. I hope you guys have a good evening and enjoy the video, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye bye.